What's going on? So, not sure necessarily what I'm going to name this video yet, but I just want to talk about experience that I had last night, and I guess a interesting introspective, because it always seems to be. Usually, I've been going to sleep like at 9. I've been trying to be at bed at 9 because I like waking up early, and I think when you're early to rise, you just get more done. You feel motivated because you're up early and you want to do more things, and you're kind of rising with the sun, though the sun's been rising later and going down faster or sooner, both. But I've been getting up before the sun basically, which is pretty cool, and driving my mom to work. Yeah, I shaved compared to other videos. I don't really care about shaving, but I thought I would. At one point I was like, I'm just gonna let it grow forever. I'm sick of shaving, because shaving's kind of annoying if you let it grow long, because then it's harder to get off, and I was just using a razor. So yeah, that could take a decent amount of time, I guess. But I don't really have like clippers, though I could invest because they're not that expensive. But anyways, I wanted to talk about kind of like the moon, and yesterday was a full moon, coincidentally, or has been. I think it stays full moon for like 5 days. And that's why I don't like working necessarily. Like if I would have a job that would be late, unless I was feeling really healthy or good or something, I wouldn't want to be out like super late, because then it'd be like harder to settle down. And I just heard if you have fatigue, which I have, and just in general, like waking up early just feels good. And if you do have fatigue, the adrenals, specifically the adrenals, are from like 9 to 11. So if you can be in bed by 9, which I have been, other than like last night was like 10 or something. But if you're in bed by 9, then you create a cycle, and your adrenals are in healing mode between 9 and 11. And then the best sleep is between 10 and 2. So even sleeping between those teams, those between those hours are going to be the most beneficial, according to ancient medicine, and even today it stands. But the revelation that I had was that, it seems to be when the moon's up, you get more creative, which makes more sense, because when the sun's up, it's just hotter, more exhausting and heating, and it's just kind of like more moving, and also I guess more physical, you would say, But as compared to the moon, it's kind of more like enlightening, creative, soothing, and relaxing. Someone just ran their garbage can. It's actually raining out here, and I wanted to come outside because it's kind of like dark inside, and get like a better, clearer, crispier image. I got some celery juice to start the day. So the main point of this video, like I was saying, being creative at night, and I just feel like even during the day, no matter what it is, I'm not saying it's not possible, of course it's not, but I always seem to get revelations at night and be real inspired, have motivation, and have ambitions. You could call that a second wind or whatever it is, but I always feel better. And it's not necessarily better, I just actually meant to say like calm and creative on that aspect. And just having more intuition at night. And that's why I said, like, during the day when the sun's out, whether you're actually in the sun or not, it's still having a physical or just all around psychological effect on you. And the sun's like heating and invigorating, kind of like more physical, where at night when the moon's up, it's kind of like more, like I said, intuitive, enlightening, calming, soothing, and most of all creativeness. And it kind of hit me yesterday, and like I said, I don't know necessarily if it was the moon or if it just hit me, because I was up a little later, like 10 o'clock, and then there was the full moon, so that could play a role too, the full moon in itself. But it was just like, you should do something that, like, really you want to get out of bed and actually do. Like, don't worry about necessarily a job unless you have to support you or fund you in some type of way, or if it's oriented and the step you have to make to get where you want to be. Because getting up and doing a job you don't want to do or has no resonance with you is never going to get you to do what you want to do, and you're not going to feel right to do it. You're going to feel unmotivated. Unless there's an actual cause or a want behind it. And this is where the message came in from the cosmos, from divine, whatever you want to say it. And it was just to do something you want to, like, absolutely want to get out of bed and do. Like, even if you have to do a job, maybe cut down on some hours and do like part-time, and not make that your main focus maybe while you're there, but have your other goals, set some time aside, whatever it is, like, because whatever you're going to want to do, like, I guess in your life, or whatever you want to make a living, not off of, which that will come, and you can do it off of anything. You can make a living basically off anything. It's just how you present it and how you go about it. But it's just the way of life you want to live. And so it's just something you want to basically do, like something you want to get out of bed. And this is the message I was getting, like, what do you want to do? Like, what do you want to wake up and actually want to do? What do you want to attack? What do you want your like, instead of looking at it as like a 4-hour shift, an 8-hour shift, some people even go 12, and then they do 40 hours overtime. Yeah, they're doing it for money, but are you just doing it for money, for just to save for a house and live? Are you actually going to live the life you want to? Or are you going to do something that's boring, that's ordinary, and something that's you're not designed to do? Are you going to do something that is invigorating and make you, like, want to just get up and say, this is what I want to do, and I want to do this for now. You're not really thinking about the future, though that could be, a message or a thought forward, depending on what your situation is. But what are you going to work on now? Like, what do you want to get up and actually do every day, and what's going to inspire you? It's not necessarily how many hours, because people look at it, oh, I'm going to work this amount of hours for this amount of money, the payoff, the rent, the car, the utilities, food, parties, activities, fiestas. But you got to look at it like, because you can make something out of anything, but what's actually going to fulfill you? And your fulfillments may change down the line, and things may come to you, and things change, and things are always different, and it can happen at any time of life. And that's about life and growth and adapting and changing and differences. And the message was like, it could have been I was just real relaxed or whatever it was. Like, what are you going to want to do? Because some people, they hate the job, and you hating the job is just not going to make you want to do it. I mean, if you have to do something that to get money for something, or to lead you, that's oriented in a certain way, then yeah, do it. But work your way around that and past that and forward from that. Because doing something that you don't want to do is never going to get you to where you want to do. And it has nothing to do, there's people who work There's people who work 4 hours and have the love of their life and doing what they really enjoy and making money, and they're damn near exploring the world or doing whatever, doing a bunch of other activities outside of working for money. Whether they would love the job or not, they're doing it for 4 hours and they're getting, what they need out of it. Whether it's money, which probably if they don't want to do it, then that's why. But then you got people working like 40 hours plus overtime, and they're just doing this to, to sustain maybe a household. I mean, if you got to, then you got to, but you got to look at the reasons you're doing something, because a lot of people are just doing this for bogusness. I mean, if you don't have goals and stuff, if you're not oriented like that and you're perfectly fine with your art, that's fine. But I know there's people that do have goals, and this is pretty much for them, or for anyone really, but more so towards those people, because everyone has goals. Not everyone, I guess, because I do know people that don't. I do know fair people that don't have goals, and there is no unrealistic way of looking at it, and there's nothing that you can't obtain or attain, whatever it is. You should do something and get something in your life that you want to get out of bed and actually go do whatever it is. Like, it shouldn't be like I can only set 5 hours aside for this. It should be like you want to do it consistently. You want to do it all the time. You want to be completely involved and make sure that it's actually like your lifestyle that you're developing, and it's, I mean, those just coincide together, and you're motivated, and you just really enjoy it, and you're not embarrassed about it. It doesn't matter what other people say. Yeah, you can do a bunch of stuff for money, but in the end, is it going towards a goal you want, or are you just doing it for money? You got to work towards what you want and be who you want to be. And that basically was the message. It was simple, but it was profounding at the same time. And it was just like, wow, because I have a job at this time, and maybe might get another one, but it just hit me like, what's gonna like fulfill you and lead you to the way in which you want to do, like, what do you actually do? Because anybody can do a job, and anybody can realistically make money, and there's so many ways to make money, but is it what you want to do? Is there a meaning behind it? Are you getting somewhere you want to? Is there a goal? Because like I said, not everyone has goals, and I realize that and recognize it. But if you do have one, go for it, because there's a lot of people that do have goals at the same time, but they just think about it and say, I'm going to do it in a couple years, or when I retire. I don't know the whole I was thinking of extravaganza. I was thinking of some crazy word, but it wasn't but that was probably it. Don't wait to do it. Make it happen today, even if it's one step. Put that step forward and go do it. And I've had a hard time with the issues that I was dealing with, like a real hard time, and sometimes really bad. And I understand people have different issues and problems and views, but you need to get around to that and set some foot down. You can make something happen at any time, and if you just keep working on it consistently, that's how people build it up. People don't become superstars overnight. They make it seem like they become superstars overnight, and then they can do whatever they want after that. But it's not the case. It's like 1 in a million that it happens like that. Usually no one just picks up the guitar and is professional at playing the guitar. It doesn't happen like that. They have to learn things, to practice things. They never show you this. And then there's just a lot of hype behind things. People doing regular things, but they turn it into phenomena because there's just a lot of hype behind it, basically. A lot of people viewing it, you know what I mean? Just like if you see someone eating on YouTube or cooking video, it's just so much hype to it. Especially like a motivational video, they have like crazy music and inspiring music or shots or whatever, and then like you're just intrigued to do it even more. Or, you know, once you become, that's the thing, whenever you watch a video, listen to anything in the real world, and that doesn't, that can be like media, phone call, as soon as you tune in, like, this is the law of attraction, but it's like, that's just like throwing it off and making it just like disillusional and mystic. But it's not that, it's just me. If you watch this video, for example, like paying attention to the video, you're already tuned in. So that's why I'm always trying to give an unbiased review and just give personal feedback, my opinion, and be honest and truthful. I'm not trying to hype anything up in an unnecessarily way. But as soon as you like listen to somebody, as soon as you give someone's attention or thought to it, focus, whatever it is, then they're in your grasp. That's an entertainer. That's people trying, not, they're not necessarily trying to take your energy, but you know, they got your energy in their source. Whether someone's yelling across the street, someone's honking their horn, you're watching a video, you could be like, oh, I don't want to, you know, spend too much time on social media. But let's say you do go on it, and then you start reading people's posts, and now see it, you're attracted, and now they're getting in your thoughts, just like this video. It's unfortunate, but anytime you listen to anybody, read a book, you're tuning into someone else's frequency and thoughts and vibrations. Whether you're reading a book, playing a video game, it doesn't matter, as long as it's someone, because a lot of people want your attention, and that's how things start. And it could be I'm not saying it's necessarily bad, but know where you're directing your energy to, because this is like law of attraction simplified. I just kind of came into it. But you know, when you spend your energy and focus on different things, you say you're not gonna play a video game, but you go and play it. So I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, and entertainment's nothing wrong either. You know, you want your job to be entertaining to you, or whatever you want to make a living through, it wants to be entertaining to you. If you're not doing something you don't enjoy, then why are you doing it? And just know, like, anytime you set your attention to a book, you know, just be wise with your energy. And that's all I have to say. Sub to the channel, let me know how you feel in the experience box below. It's nice to hear. I always respond until I get big and famous. There won't be enough to respond to. Yeah, if you have any video ideas, let me know. Give me a like. Have a nice day.